Okay, so we're dealing with an equation here, y equals 2x squared minus 7x minus 4. So we want to complete the square for this one. So what I've done in the second line is I've pulled out the 2. So we have 2 at the front, and that means we have to divide by 2 for the everything in there. So the 2x squared becomes x squared, minus 7 over x becomes minus 7 over 2x, and minus 4 becomes minus 2. So now we need to complete the square of this expression. So we leave the 2 at the front. When we're completing the square, we bring the x in, okay? Then we're going to have half of the coefficient of x. So the negative 7 over 2 becomes negative 7 over 4, because 7 over 2 divided by 2 is just 7 over 4. Now, if we squared 7 over 4, negative 7 over 4, we'd get 49 over 16. And we get a positive because even if we're squaring a negative times a negative is a positive. So that means we're adding 49 over 16 to this total expression. So to make the equal sign continue to work, we need to subtract 49 over 16. And then we just bring down that negative 2. So remember, we've still got the 2 out the front of these square brackets. And now we go to the next step. So the next step, we're just going to simplify minus 49 over 16 minus 2, remembering that that's going to be 32 over 16. So negative 2 becomes negative 32 over 16. 49 and 32 is 81. So we have negative 81 over 16. I got them both over 16 to help do the addition. So now I have the difference of two squares in this square brackets. And so I bring down the first part, x minus 7 over 4, and I'm going to add the square root of 81 over 16, which is 9 over 4. So that's my first part. And then I'm going to bring down x minus 7 over 4, and I'm going to subtract the square root of 81 over 16, which is minus 9 over 4. That's the difference of two squares. And we still have our 2 out the front of the square brackets. And then we simplify. Negative 7 over 4 plus 9 over 4 is 2 over 4, which is a half. Then we have negative 7 over 4 minus 9 over 4, which is negative 16 over 4. Negative 16 divided by 4 is negative 4. So there I have completed my factorization using completing the square. If we expanded this, so x times x is x squared, 2x squared. And if we go back up to the top, 2x squared was what indeed we had. Down the bottom, if we have a half times negative 4, we end up with negative 2. And then we multiply it by the 2 at the front, we end up with negative 4, which is indeed what we started with. Now we need to see if we get the negative 7x. Well, we have negative 4x plus a half x. Negative 4 plus a half is negative 3.5. Doubled. 2 times negative 3.5 is negative 7. So that means we end up with negative 7x. So we can check that our overall thing is indeed correct. And if I move back, you probably won't be able to see it, but you may have better eyesight than me. So there you go. That's our fully solved problem.